What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Is that off? Like that. There we go. That's better. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. What up? What's happening, friends and family? I got a story to tell. Nothing major, something small. Nothing major at all. At all. But what's happening, y'all? How y'all feeling today? How y'all enjoyed the show yet last night? It was a spicy one. You know why I think it was so spicy? I just think that y'all missed me. That's it. I think that y'all missed me because the week before I wasn't able to make it because why didn't I make the other one? Oh, I was at the airport and my flight got canceled. Yeah, I was at the airport and my flight got canceled. And so I wasn't able to make the show from the week before. And so I observed it and it had a little spice in it, but it wasn't like how Anton does it. And so I think that y'all missed me. I think that y'all missed me. So we put on a show for y'all last night. I also did a Patreon live stream. That live stream is uploaded for you guys to go and check out right now. And we talked about content creation. The next live stream that we do, the next video / live stream that we do on Patreon will be about Stock Club. Yeah. Stock Club in the building. It was a spicy show. It was. Absolutely it was. It was insane. Oh, wait. It was insane. It was. And so I hope y'all enjoyed the show last night. If you haven't, then you need to go and rewatch it, and it will keep you occupied for at least 3 hours. But right now, we on the Millionaire Morning Show, and so I was telling you guys that, yeah, man, yeah, old dude did crash out last night. That was interesting, but we'll probably talk about that on After Hours tonight. We got After Hours popping off at 10:30 Eastern PM tonight. Yeah, yeah. it was a fun show. So shout out to everybody that participated on the panel. We appreciate y'all for coming out and showing out and doing what we do. But I will say this. I was supposed to catch a flight today to Virginia. I was supposed to catch a flight so that I can do the Tim Pool show this tomorrow. So this afternoon I was supposed to catch a flight in order to do it, right? And I didn't feel good. I'm gonna just tell you honestly. I just didn't feel good. I didn't feel good physically. I thought I was gonna come down with something, but then I woke up this morning and I felt great. But let me tell you the difference between. So I'm thinking like, man, do I got COVID or something? What's going on with me? And I didn't feel good about the flight, and I just was really something in my spirit. I mean, honestly, something in my spirit was really disturbing me yesterday. Patreon was popping. Make sure y'all go and tap into the Patreon. Something in my spirit was really disturbing me, and every time that I was looking at my flight, it was like I was grieving. I don't know what that was. I just felt grieved. I felt really grieved. Super grieved yesterday. And I was like, what's happening? What's going on? I haven't felt like this in a long time. Last time I felt like this, I ignored my instincts and something went really bad. So I called my spiritual advisor. Yep, I have people that are close to me that are in certain positions. I have financial advisors. I have lawyers. I have accountants. And I also have spiritual advisors. And so I called my spiritual advisor yesterday and I said, what do you think about, and I didn't even tell them. I didn't tell them what I was talking about. I didn't tell them how I felt. It was just it was probably a 20 to 25 second phone call. And I called and it was right before I started the Q show. And I said, how do you feel about this trip that I'm about to take to West Virginia? And they said, I don't feel good about it for some reason. It's all the confirmation that I needed. Hey, cancel this trip. And you know what was so weird about it? It was like nothing was working the way that it was supposed to work. And the time slots didn't work the way it was supposed to. The booking for the hotel didn't work the flight wasn't working the way that it was supposed to. I looked up and I realized that the flight was actually a day before the day that I had said that I was going to go and all of that. And I'm like, nothing is just working. Nothing is lining up. Nothing is lining up at all. And I called my spiritual advisor and said, I don't feel good. For some reason, I don't feel good about this. I said, all right. In my 43 years of age, I know that some people may say, Anton, you overreacting or you overthinking and all of that stuff. I will tell you this. That I never, ever, ever, I've learned this in my 43 years on this earth. I never ignore my instincts. I never ignore my following. I never ignore the spirit that's talking to me. And the only thing that I need is confirmation. So I'll always try to seek confirmation. I always talk to other people. I trust the people that's in my circle. And so when I talked to my spiritual advisor and they said it without even thinking about it, all right, cool. Every single time that I've ever ignored what was talking to me, I always paid the price for it. Every time. Always paid the price for it. And what would have been a great visibility, expanding the audience, possibly at the expense of whatever it is that I was feeling or led to do? Never. And that's the thing that I think that I want to emphasize to you guys this morning is that always trust God. I don't talk about spirituality a lot on this channel and stuff, but in general, and I don't really care about how people feel about how I feel about spirituality and whether or not they feel like I'm Christian enough and all of that stuff. Don't matter. Only thing that matters is your real relationship with God. And I woke up this morning and I always pray when I wake up in the morning. It's the first thing that I do. I brush my teeth and then I go pray. And I feel so good. I felt incredible this morning. I'm like, it was almost like I felt like a sense of renewal. Like I was grieved yesterday and then I woke up feeling renewed. And I don't know, man. Like you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you done missed. You don't know what could have happened, should have happened. But I know one thing. I follow my leading. I look for confirmation. I always try to get a witness and I go from there. So with that being said, I will not be catching a flight. It's funny because my flight got canceled last Monday. And then I wind up not feeling good about this flight. So maybe I need to just sit down for a second. I am going to fly to Miami next week in order to do Fresh and Fit. So I feel good about that. I didn't feel good about this. I didn't feel good about it. I don't know why. I really didn't feel good about it. So I always got to go with what it is that I feel like God is telling me. And that's what I roll with. I only listen to God. That's it. I look for a confirmation or I look for a witness and I only submit myself to God. And whatever it is that God is telling me, that's where we going. So if you the type of woman, and it's funny because I did a review video that's going to be released later on today, probably during this show. If you're the type of person or you're the type of woman that can't submit to leadership like that, because when I say this is what's happening, that's the direction that we going. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. Ain't no questioning it. Ain't no going back and forth. I'm not going to discuss it with you. This is the way that we going. This is how we moving. End of discussion. I take my leading from God, and then I make sure that I lead everybody else around me with that instinct. That's how I move. That's how I live my life. That's how I live my life. I take my direction from God, and then I make my decision, and everybody else has got to either got to roll with it or they got to get off the train. That's how I move. And I think that another thing that I want to emphasize to guys, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show because we got a lot to cover, going with 6 subjects today. If y'all was a part of the Patreon, you know why I say this. 6 subjects today, 8 yesterday, 7, 8, got it. 8 yesterday, 6 today. We got 6 subjects today, all right? I want to say this also to my fellas. When you moving in your purpose and you taking care of your business and you running up a bag and you tight with God, you gotta stand your ground. You gotta stay in that groove. Once you get there, everything is good. It don't matter what's gonna happen or what you think is gonna happen, or if you don't feel like you got enough money yet, or this and that. When you get in that groove and it's working, and even if you're not all the way there yet, but you in there, you in tight, you tight with your spirituality, you focusing on it, and it don't matter if you're not all the way there with this part of your life or this part of your life, or you working on your fitness or you working on your next business venture or whatever. When you in your groove with God, don't let nobody throw you off. I don't care if it's a woman, I don't care if it's a person, I don't care if it's your homeboys. You gonna have to be willing to go all the way with this path. Whatever this path is that God set you on, and when you catch it, it's undeniable. I don't know if y'all have ever felt that before, but listen, it's there. It's a narrow groove that you catch that wave and you roll with it, and everything just start moving out your way. Everybody just kind of moved according to what they supposed to do. Everything starts working. Everything start manifesting itself. Things just start making sense. Opportunities just start blowing up for you. It's going to be ups and downs, but that's the test. That's the thing that's going to then try to knock you off your square or get you distracted because you there. And you the most dangerous you for everybody else that's not on your square. And so what you're going to have to learn to do is to not get distracted. You're going to have to catch that wave. And when you catch it, you don't get off of it. And sometimes you get a little shaky because you get a little distracted. This person is, yeah. They talking over there. And this person is trying to convince you to do something. You go with that. Forget what everybody else is talking about. Don't worry about what the critics are saying. Stop focusing because they not going to even be around next year. It's like these invisible people that come in and try to knock you off your square, but you don't even realize that they're not going to have no relevancy in the next 2 to 3 years. And in 2 to 3 years, when you still riding that wave, but you up here, you're going to look back and somebody going to remind you. They're going to say, oh man, somebody sent me an email yesterday and said, hey, you want to review this video from this person? Check out what this person had to say about this subject. Had nothing to do with me, but they didn't know what my relationship used to be with that person. And they just stuck. They at the same place. Literally, they are at the same place of when I decided that I no longer wanted to be involved with that type of nonsense. You catch that wave, you catch that groove, don't let nobody throw you off. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't like to say the devil, but I'm going to just say the devil, just for the sake of conversation. The devil know how to attack you through people that's next to you. Remember Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife? I'm sorry, not Lot. Job. We ain't going to go with Lot. We know what happened to Lot's wife. Job's wife, when he was being afflicted because God gave permission to the devil to be able to touch him or to touch the things around him because he said, he will never turn against me. Remember Job's wife said, man, curse God and just die. Just curse God and then get this over with because you just being afflicted. Don't you listen to them people that surround you. They will throw you off from your purpose. Don't you listen to them people that surround you, because it's a difference between the decision that Job made and what Adam made. Adam hearkened to the voice of his wife. Job was like, I ain't listening to nothing you talking about. I don't care if you my wife or not. The devil will come to the people that are close to you, next to you, and they will gnaw at you and they will try to convince you, oh my God, you need to focus on me. Oh my God, I can't believe it, your communication. Oh my God, what are you doing? You need to focus all of your energy on this. And this is what you need to do. Silence. Go into that spot. Control yourself. Don't go reacting. Don't blow up at her. Don't gnaw back and forth with her. Don't keep talking about looking at your kids. The kids can't get right. This one keep on being disrespectful to his teacher. That one can't get theyself together. This one keep acting like he retarded and autistic. Clear it out. Silence. Silence. Come into that space. You get right back in your groove with God. You get into that God mode. And you start making decisions clearly, not emotionally, not going back and forth, not trauma bonding. Because all they doing is complaining they first world problems. They lying to you. They just want your attention because they don't even know that they're being a distraction for other things that's trying to knock you off what you're supposed to do. And so many guys, they start listening to all of these different things that surround them. Silence. And stay in your groove. Don't you distract yourself. Don't you get off your square. And if you off your square, because some of y'all is off y'all square, you so busy focused on what everybody else telling you to do that you forgot what your dreams were. You forgot what you were supposed to do. You forgot what your purpose was. You got everything else going on and ain't nothing that's actually working for you because you got 1,000 different things that's happening at the same time because you not focused. You start getting distracted by this a little bit and this a little bit. The next thing you know, you forgot what you were supposed to be taking care of and what you're doing. Get back in your pocket. Get back in your square. That's our safe space. It's hearkening unto the voice of the Lord. God, that's our safe space. We don't humble ourselves to nobody but God. That's it. When you get to that space, you busting through all of your goals. You getting through all of your goals. Stop. Care how good her head is. I'm gonna be real with you before we get into the show. I don't care how good she is. I don't care how cute that one is. I don't care how cool you think your babies are. I don't care how real your friends kept it with you. Salvation is individual. Is you and God. That's it. Pocket. I see you when I see you. I'm not paying attention to you right now. I got something going on. I love you, but give me a second. I'll be with you in a moment. Jumping at every little thing, going back and forth with people, arguing. What the what? I ain't paying attention to what nobody talking about. I'm on my tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. We so distracted. We on the apps, talking to the people, DMing the hoes, going back and forth. Do you know I'm gonna give y'all the clue. All right. Do you know why I don't respond to text messages immediately? Because most of the time when you respond to something immediately, you're usually responding out of emotion. And so I might sit there for a second, and when somebody texts me, I don't even read it right away. If it's an emergency, they know how to call me. I don't respond immediately. I make sure that, you know what? Give me a second. I finish whatever my work is. Bing, bing, text messages going off. I just keep typing. I keep focusing. I keep recording. I'm not stopping for this foolishness. Hour later, all right, let me see. I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer all the text messages at one time. I get an update on what's going on in the group chats. All of the group chats is silenced. I don't get notifications from group chats. I go once a day, check the group chats, check everything, see if there's anything that I need to respond to, put the phone up. Time to get back to work. I ain't got time to be sitting here going back. Women I need a nurture, the relationship, communication. Well, just sounds like you need another man, to be honest with you. It sounds like you might need another man because I'm not that. I'm not it. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in working on nothing. I'm not interested in trying to figure it out and go back and forth. This is the program. All right. You need to understand I'm the main character. This is the program. Do you want to be a part of the program or are we going in a different direction? When I say we, I mean you. That's it. That's it. I don't want to rediscover you. I'm not trying to figure out how we can rekindle. I'm not none of that. I'm just trying to have a good time. When we here and when we not, I'm on my purpose and I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm getting it. I'm not on none of that. I'm not the text back and forth. If I text you more than twice in one day, you got the best of me. Because the third text that I'm going to send is, hey, I don't really text a lot like that. So just give me a call at around 7. I'm not texting you back and forth. I'm not nurturing it. I'm not getting involved. And I'll also tell y'all this. This is one of the ways in which I keep myself out of trouble. I ain't texting. I ain't calling. I ain't doing none of that. That's how I find myself not in a situation where I'm getting finessed or you going and finding yourself with a hoe that you're not supposed to be. Am I supposed to be talking about this today? Because it seems like I'm going off track. That's how I find myself in the best situation. No scandals, no issues, no women going on the internet. Oh my God, this is what Anton. Oh, story time. I've been talking to a big YouTuber, the biggest one in Detroit. You ain't seen none of that from me because it ain't nothing to talk about. I'm being real with you. I just head off the devil before the devil get there. I be looking like, that's a bad B right there. And I just keep going. Back to the grind. You was bad. Listen, when I seen you, I was like, oh, wee. Hey, what's going on? You know what? You might need a flight to Detroit. And then I'll get back to my job. She took me serious. I was just talking. She took me. She was like, "Oh, I'm just talking. Like I do think you bad. And if I was 20, I might have, you know what I'm saying? We made something different might have played out. But I'm 43 and I got something that I got to do." I'm not tripping. That's how I keep the devil at bay. I don't entertain him. You can't tempt me with something that I'm not interested in. You can't tempt me with something that I'm not interested in. I have not got immersed in you enough to actually like you. I don't talk to you, so I don't really care. I can cut you off like that because I don't care. Because I'm not talking back and forth. We not getting to know each other. I'm not trying to figure out what your situation is. I never asked you. I just said you was cute. You know what I'm saying? You want to come to Detroit. And then when you DM me and said that you wanted to come to Detroit, I never got it because I don't check my DMs because I don't even entertain that shit. People can talk all they want. Anton always flirting online. That's facts. Facts. When you find some pictures of me with somebody that's doing a story time or something, or you can't Shannon Sharp me. That's what God told me. Listen, somebody needs to hear this because somebody that's watching this right now is going to be super more successful than me. They're going to be great. I know a lot of y'all watching. Shout out to all of the athletes and the entertainers and stuff. Y'all rewatch it and stuff like that. But let me help you to understand something. God dealt with me earlier in my life, and he said that it was important for me to develop the character that my talent was going to take me to. I don't get caught up in the same stuff that you focused on. I'm not trying to see see they got the challenge online, turn you from a 7 to a Miami 10 and all of that. You don't impress me. I've seen 1,000 of you all over the world. I've seen it, done it, been around it, got it out my system, and I'm focused. You can't finesse me with something that I'm not finessable about. I'm not even in the same position for you to reach me. Some of y'all is caught up with some chick right now. Man. Some of y'all is caught up with a chick that you ain't supposed to be caught up with right now. You never could have imagined yourself in this situation. And you are doing things that you never would have imagined yourself doing because you got too close to the sun and you can't get your hand out of the cookie jar. You stuck. Your head is between the bars and the bars is her legs. You stuck, dog. Doing things you wouldn't know. Your pockets light. You spending money you ain't got. You credit carding it up. You can't get your investment portfolio right. Ah! You missing work. Pocket short because you out here trying to impress somebody that got 13 other guys impressing them at the same time. You thought you was the only one? No, you just the person that got caught. I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all ready to get started with the show? It's enough people in here. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Follow your leading. Grow up. Take this as a sign. You may not necessarily like me, but it doesn't mean that it's not applicable to you. Grow up. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Tap into the Patreon. Let's get this money. Let's focus. Let's have a mindset shift, right? Let's talk about stocks. Let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about content creation. Let's talk about AI. Let's go and get this money. You too distracted because you ain't got enough on your plate. You so focused on the things that don't matter. Trying to make friends with people that don't want to be friends with you. They only talking to you because you got money now. Grow up. Grow up. You ain't that special. You ain't that cute. You ain't that awesome. You ain't that tall. You ain't got that much money. You ain't got none of that. Listen, understand, bro. We ain't that special. Ain't none of us that special. Remember that. Take that into consideration. We ain't that special. And when you start to have that in your mindset, you celebrate it and then you make sure that you keep it because you understand that it could all be gone in a moment's notice. She don't even like you that much, bro. She don't like you that much. She like who you represent yourself to be at the moment. She don't like you that much. Let's get this money. Y'all ready to get this money, man? Y'all ready to talk about it and get this money? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see if we got something that we need to talk about. Yeah. Shout out to my dog, Mike That Dude. Mike That Dude in the building. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude, for always holding your boy down on Cash App. Thank you for holding me down. Do I need to split that up? Do I need to chop that up and throw that in the clip? I might have to chop that up and throw that in the clip for y'all so you can remind yourself of who you are when you get distracted by boxolitis. Eric Wealth Harris says, shout out to the Q Show. Great panel last night. AD was on his best behavior because he didn't cook that hairline. Shout out to Benny. We like Benny. Benny is dope. He said I was his hero. I like to be a poster on y'all wall. Gino Jen says, what up, though? AD just turned 33 today. Can I get a happy birthday, big dog? Oh, when I changed my pick because I bust in the box, not the socks. Much love and much appreciation. Shout out to Gino Jenner. Happy birthday, man. 33 years around the sun. Yeah. LeBrack says, Anton, did you see a story about the 3 kids stealing from a Walgreens and then them going on a live talking about it with their oldest sister? I didn't. Send it to me. I'll do a review video of it. Email me, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. Dot Focus says, you be on Tim's show. You being on Tim's show is important. It's not that important. It's not more important than what I think that God want me to do. Nothing is, listen, there is no amount of viewers, no amount of money, no amount of anything. And that's not the slight at Tim. I appreciate the reaching out and the opportunity, but nothing is more important than what my following and my leading is for God. Not one thing on this world, not a thing on this earth, not a person, not a soul, not a dollar, not nothing. Nothing is more important. I understand the opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity. God told me no. The answer is no. God told me no. The answer is no. That's it. Ain't nothing to talk about it. I don't want to understand it. I don't want to go back and forth. I'm not trying to figure it out. Once God say no, the answer is no. That's it. I don't care about nothing. Nothing except for what God told me to do. Yeah, Temple. Answer is no. 80, thanks for all of the great blunt advice on the Patreon video last night. I think all of the bag chasers know how to move forward. Shout out to AC Reviews the World. Yeah. I seen my dog, lead attorney, was in a Patreon live stream last night too. Shout out to my dog, the lead attorney. Chadford Moore says 3 job offers, not sure which one to go with. 1, supervisor position, but I've mastered those skills with holidays off. 2, senior role with new challenges and growth, but no holidays off. Only a 10K difference. Always go with the position. You can figure out what it is that you want to do. Your skill set is to be learned according to what you got going on. I'm always going with the title so that I can level up into the next position. I'm always going with the title. I want the title. I don't care nothing about the experience and all of that stuff. Y'all can have all of that experience crap. Give me the money. I want the money. JR Jr. says, hey, Big Money Daniels, I need advice. I'm working on a project that I'm very passionate about, but I got another project that I'm eager to work on as well. How can I prioritize both? No, master one. Finish something. Finish something. Y'all have to finish something. Finish what you started. Finish your project. Stop trying to be a master of all and finish something and then move on to the next thing. 392Q says, we needed this today. Shout out to 392Q. James Watt says, salute AD in the bag chasers. Can you please highlight Cali New Bill AB 495? Email it to me. Y'all got to start emailing me the stuff that y'all want me to check out. I'll check it out. EB Miles Davis says, off topic, but I'd like to see you and John Hope Bryant do an interview or collaboration. I like John Hope. I think that John Hope is really, really good at what he does, and it seems like he's an incredibly successful person. Nick, yeah. Quasar. See, people that was on the show yesterday, they know what I'm talking about. Got them Nick. Oh, here we go. Nick. Brandon Burke says, what's good, AD? Can you start another channel where you just clip up all of your motivational speeches and call it Motivate Time? Those speeches is fire. I don't know if I got the capacity, honestly. I genuinely don't know if I got the capacity. Cynthia Haynes says, AD, you are truly beautiful, inspiring blessing. I got a text from RFK administration. Please keep me in your prayers. Shout out to you getting that text. Go take care of your business. Go take care of your business. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's start right there. Let's start right here. All right, let's start right here. They say a woman was kidnapped or was attempted to be kidnapped while she was waiting on her Uber ride. Now, this story is very important for my ladies, and so I want to spend 10 minutes on this. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications, all right?
Thank you for joining us tonight for KPRC2 News at 10. I'm Daniela Guzman.
And I'm Keith Garvin. A woman kidnapped while waiting for her Uber ride lives to tell her story.
Yeah, this incident happened early Sunday morning just outside the flats on Tangleweld Apartment on Tangleweld Street. 57-year-old Luis Leon Quesada is charged with kidnapping and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. KPRC2's Corley Peel joining us now live from the complex with how the woman managed to get away. Corley?
Daniela and Keith, this was a scary situation. The woman says she does not know Luis Leon Quesada, has never seen him before. She said she had just left her friend's apartment around 5 o'clock in the morning and was out here waiting on an Uber when she says Quesada started talking to her, offered her a ride, and despite declining, she says he forced her into his vehicle. But it was her quick thinking and the help from a friend that ultimately saved her. This photo shows the moment accused kidnapper Luis Leon Quesada was taken into custody. The woman he is accused of taking, too frightened to show her face, but tells us he forced her into his van while she waited for an Uber outside the Tanglewide apartment Sunday morning.
He pushed me in the passenger seat, and so I kind of waited for him to go to the driver's side, and I took that as a chance to run out and try to make a run for it. He continued to chase me.
She tried wrestling him off as she says he pushed her into the back of his van, but was overpowered.
And then he started sexually assaulting me. He took me to the front and told me he's gonna take me to a hotel and that he's gonna keep me safe and that he'll take me home afterwards.
She realized fighting wasn't helping and started playing it cool.
I had a gym bag with all my stuff, and so I kind of had my phone under there and I started texting my friend and I shared my location asking for help.
Her friend contacted Zeed Anjar, who rushed.
So let me say this, all right? It sounds like, this is what it sounds like to me. Because anytime that I hear somebody, now I'm going to break this all the way down, all right? I'm going to break this all the way down. It sounds like she was coming from, whenever they say my friend's house, a lot of times, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily true, but I'm just telling you using my context clues, I could be off. If you leaving your friend's house at 5 in the morning, usually that means that you're leaving. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Usually that means that you're leaving. I don't know, unless you're going to work or something like that. I don't know, unless you're going to work or something like that, how you leave your friend's house at 5 o'clock in the morning and it's not of the opposite sex. All right. So that's the first thing, which that's not necessarily a problem, right? Because you can have friends and people are in relationships and so on and so forth. And so, you know, called you an Uber, time to get you home. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, the bus now. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. So it sounds like that. All right. That's the first key. The second key is, if we've learned anything from the show yesterday, if y'all did not watch the show, I purposely put in a subject about this little girl named Lil Tay. All right. Never had a conversation about a Lil Tay before in my life, but I have seen it because they went viral and this little girl has been around and they said that she faked her death and she always used to stunt, right? And Lil Tay turned 18. But one of the things that Lil Tay is very much bragging about is that there were people on the waiting list for her to turn 18 for her to eventually join OnlyFans. Now, we had a conversation last night, and I purposely inserted that as the last subject because I really wanted to have a conversation. However, you know what's interesting? If y'all watched the end of the show last night, I kept telling Jazz, I said, shut up. Be quiet. Shut up. And this is why I keep trying, we tell women to be quiet and y'all think that y'all can keep talking, but y'all don't even realize that y'all messing up the game. And one of the things that I was trying to do, because I was logical and women just react to things, one of the things that I was trying to do was allow for him to speak. Allow for him to speak. I wanted him to tell me what his authentic thoughts was. I wanted him to feel like he had a safe space. I wanted him to give me the game, help me to understand. What is the laws? Word. Hey, you know what? Tell me about it from a biblical perspective. Why do you see it this way or whatever? And all of the women kept doing was yang, 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 yang. And they kept wanting me to get on them. And I said, shut the up. Shut up. Shut up for 1 second and let me do what I do. And and let me say this again. This is another reason why y'all have to be able to be submissive, because you don't even know what the play is. If you follow my lead and you be quiet for 5 seconds, 5 seconds and let me work. Let me work. But they just got to get the last word off. Got to say something else. Got to insert themselves. We got to get on these guys. Shut up. This is what guys be mad about a lot of times. It's like, wait a minute. When you see me assert authority, and then when I take control and I say be quiet, shut up. Don't ask no questions. Just be quiet and stand on the side for 1 second. Let me work. I'm trying to give the play here. So eventually, I got a little bit, as far as them get comfortable or whatever and communicate whatever it is that they wanted to communicate. But the point that I wanted to make is that who y'all present yourself around, or when you go to the grocery store and when you shaking hands with people and you holding on to people, you don't know if that person just got done taking somebody inside of their van. Y'all don't know what people was really thinking. And my antennas had already went up in the beginning of the show, so I remembered it. I remembered in the beginning of the show where he was like, yeah, because I done been all around and I done did this and I went to this country and I went to this country and I went to this country. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Thank you for your service. And when we go into another subject, because they feel comfortable, they're going to start telling me what they think. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to a 12-year-old if that's what the law says. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, okay. Tell me what that is. There are people walking around all day, every day, and you have no clue how vulnerable y'all are. Women are out here talking about how they can do it on their own. They don't need no man. They tough. You don't even realize the danger that you just dodged. You don't even realize that if you would have been to the gas station 5 minutes later than what you just came to the gas station, that you could have been the person that was on the news or missing. But you just take it for granted and you walk around like you just don't know no better. And you want to take a trip and you want to do this and you want to do that. You don't even know the danger that you are in every single day. Every single day. Y'all are walking around and it's demons that skip right by you.
To help.
We went in my car. I was like, quick, text her. Tell her, don't say anything. Just let her share the location. She's like, I got the location. I was like, tell her to call so we can have the convo. We put a mute.
The woman managed to snap this photo of Quesada's phone, showing their location and helping identify his vehicle.
As soon as I found him, I blocked him right away. He crashed into me the first time. And then again, I crashed him.
Anger blocked him on Westheimer.
I was trying to get him. His door was locked. She was able to unlock the door from her side, from inside the car. She came, she jumped into our car. First step I got her. She's safe. She was not hurt at that time. And then I continued to chase him.
Quesada drove back to the apartments. Anger blocked him again, but this time Quesada had backup.
He came out with the knife, and then his homeboy, he came out with the gun. He pointed a gun at me.
The other guy ran away, and police ultimately found Quesada in his apartment.
I just wanted to go home, have kids that were waiting on me, and like what he did in the car, like God knows what he would have done.
You had kids that was waiting on you at home, and you was leaving somewhere else at 5 o'clock in the morning? What? Somebody give me some insight. Am I reading this right? Are we all on the same page? Wait a minute. You left a friend's house to catch an Uber at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you just wanted to go home and you had kids that was waiting on you? Sound like God was dealing with you for a little bit. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out. Am I misreading this? Am I hearing this wrong? Am I off? Y'all listen. Y'all let me know. Y'all keep me in the loop. Maybe I'm mishearing it. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off. Am I hearing this wrong? Are we all on the same page? Are we all on the same page? I'm not wrong? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure. I got kids at home. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I got kids at home. I'm catching a Uber at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm catching an Uber at 5 o'clock in the morning to get home to the kids that's waiting on me. What? What?
If we would have made it there.
And the woman is hoping her story will help warn others. Tonight, Quesada is in the Harris County Jail on a $145,000 bond for both the kidnapping and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges. He has not been charged with sexual assault, but he is due back in court tomorrow.
So, what is the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen? The moral of the story for me is this. There are demons and devils, and I know that y'all don't believe it, but there are people out here every single day. Yo, to think that girl, that Lil Tay girl, made over $1 million in 3 hours from guys that were on a waiting list for her to turn 18 years old is crazy to me. It is crazy to me. I will never, ever, 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 ever understand people that like young girls. I will never understand people that try to kidnap and forcibly force a woman to do something that she don't want to do. I don't even want you to be around me if you don't want to be here. I don't even want you to be around me if you don't want to be here. Like, I don't want no forcible box. If you don't like me, I don't like you either. And it don't mean that we could be beefing at each other. We just don't like each other. I don't even, like, you gotta want me in order for me to want to do it with you. Because I don't even think I'm going to be able to do it unless you want to do it. That don't even sound fun. That ain't even interesting to me. That ain't even a thing. And so y'all able to get it up and forced box? How are y'all able to do that? Think about this for a second, because there's some predators out here. If a chick is crying, oh my God, I don't want to do it. I got kids at home. Oh God, no, just please let me go home. I don't want to do this. And y'all able to wing that? Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh man, that turns you on? Something is wrong with you. You sick. No. Seriously. I know that y'all want me to agree with every single thing that men do, But I can't defend men on some of the stuff that y'all got going on. You sick, bro. No, you sick. Like something is wrong with you. You need to rewire your brain. You got to go talk to somebody. You got to go figure that out before you start to end up on Criminal Minds. Before you end up on Law and Order. Before you 57 years old with a Dodge Caravan trying to capture people at 5 o'clock in the morning driving around, saying that you're going to take them to a hotel room. That's crazy. All of this plentiful box out here, all of these women that's willing to bust it down for a real one. All of these women that's just begging for a man. How many? You got to go take it. You got to go. She's scratching your eyes out. Oh my! She's fighting. You gonna beat her up over some used box? You want used box, huh? That's what do it for you. You sick. You're sick. You're a sick human being. And I don't care how much you like my content. I don't care if you like the money part of what I talk about. I don't care if you like Monday Night Show and you subscribe to After Hours. You need help, bro. You need help. You genuinely need help. And I am a huge advocate for community beatdowns. And if it just so happened to be, let me not say that part. Make sure y'all guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. There's some it's sick people out here. And ladies, be careful. Be very, very careful. Everybody don't mean you well. Everybody is not trying to make sure that they look out for you. I know you think you awesome, but you're not. Tim Who, man, please. Ain't nothing wrong with Tim Who. I appreciate the opportunity to come on the show. Marcus Movie Man McPherson says, what up, AD Dick? The content, keep doing your thing. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you. Sarge says, good morning, AD. Appreciate the value you bring to us every morning. Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, my friend. Damo says, I'm putting myself in a position to go back to school in January. Should I go into electrical engineering or cybersecurity? Neither one is a bad thing. Neither one is a bad thing. You have to look at what it is that you want out of life and what you want your future to look like. Electrical engineering is usually a field where you got to be hands-on with whatever it is that you're doing. Cybersecurity is usually a field where you can level up and move into different things. I think it's a little bit more job security with cybersecurity, but I don't know. Like, I don't think that either one is bad. What do you want to do? What you want your future to look like? You know what I'm saying? But either one of those is fine. Either one of those is fine. Let's pivot for a second. One more local story that I think that maybe I should have named this Monsters. Maybe I should have named this one Monsters. Have y'all heard about this one? A 14-year-old shot both of his parents and then walked to church and called 911. Lady, see, I didn't even know that. I didn't even notice. I did not know this. Now I'm curious as if this is a biological children. Is this her son? Is this his son? Now I'm curious. Now y'all got my attention. Ladies, because we was on a panel last night and they were saying that, oh no, nobody cares and all of this stuff and black, white, you know, with the whole black, white issue and stuff like that. So now I'm curious. Snow hairs.
New details about a Clay County teen accused of killing their parents in their Middleburg home. And tonight, the 14-year-old's best friend is speaking with News 4 Jax. Family member also shared this photo of David Lee and Brandy Smith with us.
Their 14-year-old son, Trevor Lee, is now charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Their home sits near Silver Point and County Road 220. News 4 Jax reporter Alicia Hatcher went to the neighborhood where it happened and spoke with the teen's friend.
One of Trevor's closest friends, Kyrie Beeman, met us right outside of the Lee family home. He says he's known Trevor since elementary school and he just saw him Friday. He also says he spoke with him over the phone around 12:30 this morning, and the conversation they had, he'll never forget.
He told me that he loved me, and he told me that he was just calling to tell me goodnight.
The best friend of a teen now accused of murder replays the last conversation they had before learning the shocking news. Crime scene tape lined a Middleburg neighborhood Monday morning after a chilling 911 call from a 14-year-old boy.
Our 911 communications center received a call from a young man who stated he had just killed his parents. He stated that deputies could find his parents at the house and that he had walked just over a mile away to a church.
Deputies responded and arrested 14-year-old Trevor Lee. When deputies got to the home, they found David Lee and Brandy Smith shot and killed inside.
All right, hold on. Let me back up for a minute. Now we got some additional context clues.
The home, they found David Lee and Brandy Smith.
We have some context clues. So, all right, we're going to get there. Is this a crime? Is this very horrible? Is this something that should never happen to somebody in their life? Absolutely. 100%. This is a crime that should never happen. Should never happen. Never, ever, 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 ever happen. All right. So I want to make sure that we're understanding what we're talking about right here. We're not victim shaming. We're not victim shaming. Brandy Smith. Let me say that again.
For Lee. When deputies got to the home, they found David Lee and Brandy Smith.
David Lee and Brandy Smith. The child's name was Lee. The last name of the child, his name was Lee. The last name of the father is Lee. The last name of the mother is Smith. We doing process of elimination, Zeroyce. We doing process of elimination, Zeroyce. All right, y'all ready? Let's continue.
Shot and killed inside.
Preliminary investigation, and we're still very early in this investigation. It appears that there was some sort of domestic argument last night between Trevor Lee and his parents, and that this shooting culminated from that argument.
To the home, they found David Lee and Brandy Smith shot and killed inside.
Preliminary investigation, and we're still very early in this investigation. It appears that there was some sort of domestic argument last night between Trevor Lee and his parents, and that this shooting culminated from that argument.
When we arrived on scene, a family member was there but declined to speak. But one person did open up, someone who didn't just know the family, he considered them his own.
They were probably the best or one of the best families I knew. They were funny and they treated me very well. They told me all the time that they loved me like a son and they treated me as such.
Kyrie says it's still hard to believe, but he hopes people remember Trevor for more than just what happened.
He's not a bad person just because he made one bad decision. He's done so much for everyone I know, and I don't want him just to be known as a killer or a murderer.
Let me help you understand something, young man. I want you to understand something, and this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. When somebody shoots both of their parents and then calmly walks down the street to the church and then calls 911 and say, yo, you can find the body of my stepmother and my father. I'm assuming that it's stepmother, right? Allegedly find the body of my stepmother and my father. You're not a good person. I know that we want people to be good people. I know that we want to say, yo, I want you to be remembered for more than just being a killer. This is a hard lesson for you to swallow, all right? Most of the time, and this is a life lesson for people, most of the time, people are always going to be remembered for the last worst thing that they did. Nobody cares about Bill Cosby and the Cosby Show. They don't talk about how it is that he talked about family and gave a great representation of what family is supposed to be and all of that. You know what, people, when you bring up Bill Cosby, they call him Pill Cosby. They say, oh man, he allegedly was giving chicks Quaaludes and he was busting them down. You know what we remember Will Smith for when we think about Will Smith? This is the get back. This is the get back. We think that Will Smith is spiraling out of control because he's just still having a public meltdown over the fact that his chick got buzzed down by August Alsina, and it just set off a chain of events where we no longer care about Will Smith in the same way that we used to. This is the get back. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the get back. Don't worry, I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you. Don't worry about it. I'm working on it. This is a get back. Let me find it for you. I know y'all not used to it. Don't worry. This is a Millionaire Morning Show. We like to derail a little bit. Like now, Will, he trying to find himself. He don't know how to hang it up. Let me make sure I get this right.
Freestyle. Lemonade. Okay, I like this. Yeah, y'all got me a little nervous. I know that I be on some other shit. I know that I'm different. I be on some y'all don't understand it. I don't mention it. Made it to the top of Hollywood.
This is Will Smith. This is a get back.
I be overcome this. They built fun with it. Still right at me. Now I just finished me. This is the bounce back. A verse infinite. There's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back. With these mics, I feel like I'm just getting started. Finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite. There's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back.
People remember you for the last thing that you embarrassed yourself about. Courtney K, don't worry about it. I'm going to bring it all the way back. People remember you for the last thing that that you embarrassed yourself about. They don't care about if you was in Independence Day, 7 Degrees of Separation, The Pursuit of Happiness, all of your great accolades, Men in Black. Here comes the Men in Black. I want you to remember. Here comes the Men in Black. This is the bounce back. This is the bounce back. That's what they remember you for. And so when you at the top of your game, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to just go ahead and we love summertime. Summertime is an anthem. It is one of the greatest songs of all time. And now this is the bounce back. What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he there? Why is he there? Why is he still doing that stuff? People tell me all the time, like, Anton, you need to go back to doing this. There was a time in my life where that was interesting to me. I'm not interested in that no more. It's up there. You can go back and watch the old content. You can go back. Not only Nas is aging gracefully, Jay, they keep asking for an album. Jay is over there riding bikes with his dreadlocks. He chilling. So the point that I'm making is that you will be remembered for the last thing that you did, the last impression that you leave in somebody else's mind. Okay?
Good morning, Sheriff Michelle Cook here from Clay County, and I am here this morning to report some just terribly tragic news. Just after midnight this morning, our 911 communications center received a call from a young man who stated he had just killed his parents. He stated that deputies could find his parents at the house and that he had walked just over a mile away to a church and he would await for deputies to arrive to take him into custody. Deputies responded immediately to both locations, the church and then to a home on out here in the Middleburg area. When deputies arrived to
Nobody sounds like Will Smith. M don't sound like Will Smith. Fi Brown. It's no. Oh, hold on.
Taldo, hip hop's messies. I don't want these boys. Me how I do. Jokers thought up and even cause I'm an artist at purpose when I do it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre. Pull to pin out the grenade on purpose when I do it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre. I pulled to pin out the grenade on purpose when I do it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
the church, they took 14-year-old Trevor Lee into custody. When almost simultaneously deputies arrived to the address in question, they found two deceased individuals inside, David Lee, 44 years of age, and Brandy Smith, 45 years of age. Both of the deceased appeared to have gunshot wounds. Based upon our preliminary investigation, and we're still very early in this investigation, it appears that there was some sort of domestic argument last night between Trevor Lee and his parents, and that this shooting culminated from that argument. This does appear to be an isolated incident, and we have no further threat to our community at this time. Again, this is a very active scene. Our detectives are working diligently to try to figure all of this out. We do want to extend our deepest sympathies to the family, the friends, and all of those who are affected by this heartbreaking incident, and we would like to ask anybody in the community that may have some information regarding Trevor Lee or his parents to please reach out to us at 904-264-6512, and with that I will take any questions.
Did the teen have any prior mental health history, anything like, visiting the guidance office at school, or any therapy, any Baker Acts?
That we're looking into that. That's going to be part of the investigation. You think about this just happened at midnight last night, just after midnight, and we're here early Monday morning. So all of that is going to be looked at. His history at school, any previous contacts, we don't know right now, but that'll be part of the investigative process.
Just going by names alone, biological dad, do we have a relation with the woman?
I believe these are both his biological parents at this time. I know the father is for sure.
With different names, I was curious.
Correct.
So she don't even know. She says she believes. She has no clue. She says she know at least the father is the biological parent.
Parents gone, or was the kid?
I want to know. I got to find out. I need to know if there's other parents involved or if these are his biological parents.
It's gone.
At this time, we believe it's going to be the parents' gun, but we're still, again, looking into that. through, talking to him, finding out where the gun was, how he got a hold of the gun, how did he know the gun was there. The gun was recovered at the scene. He left the gun at the scene when he walked to the church to call 911.
Were they both shot just one single time, and if so, where?
That I do not know. Again, part of the investigative process.
And additionally, was there anyone else in the home, maybe a sibling who was obviously not harmed but was just in the home?
At this time, it appears that only Trevor and his parents were in the home when this incident occurred.
They're minimizing the amount
Anything
of information that they're giving.
Again, appreciate you guys coming out, and just, again, if any citizens have any information about Trevor Lee, please give us a call, 904-264-6512, or send us a Safer Watch tip. Thank you.
Real quick, do you know if you've had any incidents at the home? Have you guys ever had to respond to the home?
I don't know the answer to that yet. That's going to be part of the investigative process. Listen, we're still early, very early in this. Detectives, our crime scene technicians are still on scene. This is very, very early in this.
So I'm going to stay on top of this as usual, but again, I think that this is a tragic situation, and it's unfortunate that both of the parents got killed. I wonder what the argument was about. Man, listen. All right, y'all want to know the real? Y'all want me to be real, or y'all want me to just keep talking? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that kids get enough whoopings when they're younger. I don't think that kids get enough whoopings when they're younger. Man, my daughter is 17 today. What? Like, we in a great space. I ain't even gonna cap. Me and my daughter, we are like two peas in a pod. We be laughing and having a good time and sitting on a plane together and laughing, all of that. But she understands there's a line between our nice friendship. What'd you say to your mama? Oh, I thought I had heard something different. My bad. You got to put it in them early. By the time that they get 14 and 12 and 11 and they start going through puberty and all of that stuff, it's too late then. It's too late. 14, 15, you should be able to just give them a stare. If you do like this, and they don't say, what? I was just playing. Oh, no, I was just doing a TikTok challenge. This is, look, it's a hidden camera over there. Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page. If you can't do that, that should be instant fear. Instant act right. When I get home, I go into my daughter's room. My daughter, she makes sure that her room is clean. Everything is taken care of before I even get there. My daughter checks. I ain't kidding you. Listen, bro. My daughter checks she got my location. She checks my location. When she knows that I'm coming home, Rita will text me and say, or she'll call me and say, you must be on your way home. Yeah, why? Let's see, it's hurrying up and cleaning up her room and all of that. Show me some respect. Show me some respect. Yeah, get it together. I go into the room. Hey, what's going on? Hey, no. I was just, Dad, hold on. Don't come up here yet. Your kids don't respect you because you didn't put it in them early. You didn't teach them early. And so now they think that they can argue with you. They think that they got some stake in what goes on in the household. I'm tired of this. Oh my God. What we having for dinner today? You keep gentle parenting. Oh no, I want to make sure that your mental health. I fix mental health all the time. What's your mental health like today? How you feeling? Feeling unheard? You're not feeling seen today? Tell me about your mental health. No. Tell me. No. You was acting up in school. You thought you was tough. The teacher was telling me about your mental health too. Yeah. They said that you was just acting mental. They neglected to tell me about the health part. They said that you was out of your mind today. Put your hands on that mother. Pull them hands off of that. And you better not scream. You pull your hands off that wall, you know what's going to happen. So you want to make it difficult? You going to block the belt? You going to block the belt? Oh, so you want to fight? Put your hands on that wall. I could fix the mental health. Oh, no. I know how to fix them. You want to keep them off the street? I know how to fix them. You want to keep them off the streets? Oh, you don't want your kids robbing liquor stores when they grow up. I know how to fix it. I know how to fix mental health. We can fix that. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Keep on getting out of line, talking to them. Oh, Timmy, please don't make it bad for your sisters. You in there bothering your sisters? Oh, so you don't see your sisters doing the dishes? Give me a second. By the time they get 11, 12, 13, all of that, the devil, the demons is gone. Demons is gone. All right? Somebody said, bro, I used to get beat for bad grades. Justifiably. And you should have got beat for bad grades. You should have got a whooping for bad grades. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe. This is a real Millionaire Morning Show. This ain't that fake stuff. This is the real Millionaire Morning Show. This ain't that politically correct CNN, MSNBC, where they telling you everything that you want to hear. No, this is the real. This is the real. All right. 392Q says, can't stand PDF files. A woman teacher trapped my nephew in high school, but with drugs 3 years ago. These men and women brains need to be studied. No, just a little bit of this. Tom says, how do you feel about starting out a trucking business and subcontracting contracts with logistics companies and working on a truck? I don't like it. I genuinely don't like it. I don't like it. And I actually plan on doing a video towards either I'm gonna do it on the end of this stream or I'll do it on the end of tomorrow's stream. But trucking companies are actually being upended by AI. I'm gonna show it to you. Napoleon says possibly could be a child made out of wedlock. Maybe. Shout out to Two says, Will want to be Pac for Jada. I don't think that Will care about Jada no more. J Ben says, you think August Bumps has reminiscing Jada's buns? Nah, I don't think so. Napoleon says that child is a demon, no way around it. Facts. Brock says, even though I'm an action star, sometimes I act bizarre. No, hold on. Let me do that differently. Even though I'm an action star, I'm a study Will Smith. Even though I'm an action star, Sometimes I act bizarre. Alex Oubre, shout out to my dog. Alex says he tried that Gen Z flow. Facts. Looking dumb to the mug. Shout out to 50% Simp in the building. I appreciate you, 50, for the 20 ball. Me University says Sadly Will's rap channeled the culture of today. I don't know about that. Deacon Weasel says trash. It was trash. I agree. Somebody needed to tell Will to hang it up. Hated it. What's worse, Umar's school or Will's freestyle? We can tolerate Will's freestyle because it's funny. Umar's school is tragic. Full seasons, Jeff says, one who spares the rod hates his son, but one who loves him is careful to discipline him. Proverbs 13:24. Just a Brown Girl says, I ran outside one day from a whooping. Ooh, you would have got extra when you came back. LeBrock with 2 super chats says, Anton, why is it that older musicians in the genres of music who are 40 years old or older can release new music and still be successful without facing ridicule? No, everybody should face ridicule. Listen. You could do what you want, but everybody is going to face ridicule. Usually older musicians in other genres, and we talk about them too. Have y'all seen some of them older musicians that still be in Vegas performing because they still need the money? They celebrate the older music, but ain't nobody checking for that new stuff. You can do what you want to do, man. Don't nobody want to hear real Will Smith rapping in 2025, trying to find his way back. LeBrock says, yet when a rapper does the same, the entire black community tends to criticize them harshly, telling them they are too old and should give it up. Yeah, you got to age gracefully, bro. Got to age gracefully. Eddie says, my mama, rest in peace, fixed my mental health every time I got depressed. I miss you, mama, by the way. What up, the Bag Chasers? Happy Tuesday. What up, though? Deacon Weasel says, anti-rewind. Nope. I don't know what I'm going to do every day before I get on the show. I just do stuff. Bro, it's a lot of musicians that's just bad. Like, they release new music. What do you mean? People killed Justin Timberlake on that Man in the Woods album. Y'all conflating. Listen, it's a difference between a Led Zeppelin playing a throwback tribute show and doing a tour on their old material. U2 going and doing a Sphere or something. Backstreet Boys. Have y'all seen them talking about this is the Backstreet Boys. It was looking dumb to the mug. People talk about all musicians. Y'all need to stop thinking that everybody cares so much about y'all that they just singling y'all out. If it's an older musician that actually dropped dope content, so let's say, for example, the Clips just dropped. They had a dope album. Nobody killed them for being older in the game. When Nas drops, Nas been dropping albums at least twice a year. Nas is good. Him and Hit Boy. Nas has been dropping some heat. Ain't nobody tripping about the Nas. They like, man, this Nas is sick. He been killing the game with every single drop that he dropped. Nobody is going off on him. When Will dropped, it was sounding bad. And so we had to hold them accountable. Listen, y'all stop acting like y'all victims. Stop being a victim. Ain't nobody mad because older artists drop. We get mad when they drop trash music. That's the difference. My dad used to be like, go get me a switch. I come back with a twig. That was a test, DJ Ace. That was a test. Nobody is mad when an older artist, a black artist, is dropping an album. We get mad when they say, this is the get back. I like pretty girls. That's what Will Smith dropped. I like pretty girls. We don't want to hear that. Put that up. Yeah, I'm going to read the super chat shortly. Let's move on to the next subject, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Abbott, let's get into the politics. So down in Texas, we got a little bit of a kerfuffle. Down in Texas, we got a little bit of a kerfuffle, okay? And it's because Democrats are mad that Texas politicians and Republicans are drawing redistricting lines in the state of Texas. And it's gotten so evil that Democrats decided that they are going to flee Texas and they are going to run and stay in Chicago. And J.B. Pritzker actually offered them safe haven. J.B. Pritzker offered them safe haven. They ran to Chicago in order to try to prevent Texas from drawing redistricting lines. And now the House Speaker and Greg Abbott is speaking specifically about issuing warrants for their arrests for these AWOL Democrats. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This is what's happening.
Redistricting typically happens once every 10 years. Now, House Democrats in Texas say they will do what it takes to see this attempt fail because it was just done back in 2021. By the time Monday's special congressional session began in Texas, dozens of House Democrats were already on the ground in Illinois.
This special session was supposed to be about saving lives after a tragedy. But instead of holding hearings on flood prevention, Greg Abbott and Donald Trump held 8 hearings on redistricting.
If approved, the remap would allow Republicans in Texas to flip up to 5 House seats.
They literally want to take us back by disenfranchising black and brown communities. And we say no. No, we say hell no.
Governor J.B. Pritzker is welcoming the lawmakers with open arms. Meanwhile, in Texas,
members, a quorum is not present.
Democratic lawmakers have also gone to other blue states, including Massachusetts and New York.
We were all there when these maps were passed in 2021. By unanimous votes of the Republicans, they all swore at that time these maps were the most beautiful maps.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott already warned he will try to remove representatives from office if they don't return. And he's even had the Texas Department of Public Safety issue civil arrest warrants. At the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 701 in Warrenville, those Democratic lawmakers were joined by Illinois Representatives Robin Kelly and Raja Krishnamurthy to talk about the widespread political impact they feel this could have.
You can gerrymander the hell out of that map. Guess what? 2 can play that game. Other states will do exactly the same thing and neutralize what you're trying to do in Texas. It's not going to work.
It really is the United States of America, because if they succeed in Texas, they will take this to other states. They will take this to the county court level. They will take this to the commissioners, the school boards.
Meanwhile, political analyst Tom Seraphin notes that Pritzker is putting himself in the national spotlight and says there is an ironic history of gerrymandering right here in Illinois.
They come to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the Union. 50 years ago, there were 24 congressmen in Illinois. We had 13 Democrats and 11 Republicans. Today, we have 17, 14 Democrats and 3 Republicans. The state has been gerrymandered to death.
So just how long might Texas Democrats stay in Illinois? Well, this special session isn't set to end until August 19th, so it's possible they wait this out for a couple of weeks.
Let me ask y'all a question before we deep dive into this, because there's multiple different ways that we can slice this, and I do plan on playing y'all multiple different videos so that we can deep dive into it all the way, right? The first thing that I want to ask you guys is, why is J.B. Pritzker inserting himself into Texas politics? Why is J.B. Pritzker inserting himself into Texas politics? Well, I have a theory. And the theory that I have is that I believe that there are a lot of Democrats that's trying to position themselves to ultimately be the face of the party. I think that there is a lot of tests that's happening. Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, I think that there are a lot of Democrats that are actually testing the waters of public reception to ultimately possibly run for president of the United States of America. That's my theory, okay? My theory is that Democrats are actually looking to put themselves in a position, not because they actually care about what is happening in Texas. If you think that I believe that J.B. Pritzker actually cares about what's happening in Texas, you a fool. I don't believe that J.B. Pritzker cares about redistricting in Texas. I believe that J.B. Pritzker has a lot more to worry about with Chicago and the budget of what's happening over in Illinois. All right? That's number one. Number two, the question that I have for my Texans, all right? The question that I have for my Texans is this. What has your local Democrats done for you lately? What has your local Democrats done for you lately in Texas? Because I'm not in Texas. I know what's happening in Michigan. I know why we don't necessarily care for Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I know that she keep on begging for money for roads that don't get fixed here. I know that they keep pushing laws that champion things that don't have nothing to do with actually benefiting Michiganders. I know that we pay an egregious amount of taxes here in Michigan. But in Texas, let me ask you guys a question. What has your local Democrats done for you lately? Because honestly, it seems like Democrats are just busy being social media stars. Every time I hear from them, I don't hear them introducing new legislation. I don't hear them trying to solve for the crime in their communities. I don't see them visible on a local level. I don't see people talking about whether or not they're actually going to do something that's in the benefit of Texans or in whatever respective state. I don't hear nothing about Democrats doing anything anywhere. Eric D says, Anton, Republicans hold the power in Texas. That's not a fair question. Oh, no, it's a fair question. Because the thing about it is that Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who was a Democrat here in Michigan, and we've recently flipped it red, Republicans have been working vigorously here in Michigan to introduce legislation or to prevent certain things from happening that's not going to be ideal for the citizens. Or even when it was back in the COVID days, they worked feverishly to get the local government back open so that businesses can get back to making money instead of trying to beg for money from the federal government, and that they got the COVID funds. And Republicans were front and center visible. They dealt with a lot of the dam problems. And when I say the dam problems, I'm not cursing here. I'm talking about the dams in Michigan that ultimately was breaking. They dealt with the water issues. They dealt with the road issues. And so there's a lot that Republicans were visible on during the time where Democrats held power both in the national election and as far as the governor of Michigan. They were visible and they did things that actually helped to push the agenda of what was happening or what we think was best for the people in Michigan. At the very least, they were visible. They were visible. So what I'm asking is, what has Democrats done to be visible, introduce new legislation, have certain conversations? What have Democrats done? What have Democrats done inside of Texas to where y'all actually believe that they are working on behalf of the people in the district?
The governor of Texas is not only threatening to arrest the more than 50 Democratic lawmakers who have left Austin, he has ordered the Texas Rangers to investigate whether they got illegal financial support when they left the state. State Attorney General Ken Paxton echoed the governor's threat and said Democrats should, quote, be swiftly arrested, punished, and face the full force of the law. But the Democrats are standing firm, saying leaving the state was the only way to stop Republicans from changing Texas's congressional districts to favor Republicans.
Sometimes the only way to uphold your oath is to refuse to play along with the rigged game.
Each of the Democrats face a $500 fine for every day they miss of the special session. And Abbott wants to know how they paid for their travel out of state.
It would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature.
The Democrats left Texas to prevent Republicans from going forward with a vote to approve the new congressional maps.
Members, a quorum is not present.
Republicans need about a dozen Democrats to come back to make quorum and to move forward with a vote on their plan.
Come back and fulfill your duty, because this House will not sit quietly while you obstruct the work of the people.
Republicans voted to issue civil arrest warrants to bring the Democrats back to the Capitol, but those warrants have no power out of state.
It doesn't really matter, because even if you find them $500 a day, that's why they do campaign fundraising. It's going to come out of their campaign funds. It's going to come out of their campaign funds. Everything is going to be paid for and funded by taxpayers. When they jump on these planes, when they go to different places, when they take private flights, when they go and stay in hotels, either it's going to come out of the state that they got offered refuge for, or it's going to come from taxpayer dollars in their campaign funds where people donate to keep them elected. And I'll also tell you that nothing is going to happen to them.
Already, the House Sergeant at Arms is going door to door, taking note of which Democrats weren't at the Capitol on Monday. The new district maps could help Republicans win 5 extra House seats in next year's midterm elections. The move was demanded by President Trump, who is eager to preserve the narrow Republican majority in Congress. The fight in Texas is setting off a national battle over redistricting, with the Democratic governors of California and New York threatening to do what Republicans are doing in Texas.
Fighting, yes, fire with fire.
They're leaving us no choice. We must do the same.
Texas Democrats have tried this move before, back in 2021 and in 2003. In both cases, the standoff went on for weeks, but the Democrats eventually returned to Texas, and the move failed to stop the Republicans. Robin?
So I don't know if it's going to stop them or what, but this is Greg Abbott speaking on the whole situation.
Anyway, here with breaking news, the very latest from Austin is Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Governor, when I looked, I have a whole sheet here of every single Democratic state, and it's just like the examples I put up there. They have gerrymandered their states left, right, sideways. They're saying, well, they're gonna do to their states what you're doing in Texas. They already did it in all of these blue states. Frankly, Republicans should have caught up a long time ago.
Well, Sean, first of all, Texas is doing what we are allowed to by the law. And one reason why that law exists the way that it does is because the Democrats brought a lawsuit after our last redistricting, and that decision and that lawsuit came out last year. And that lawsuit recognized that coalition districts are not required. And so Texas has a right to redraw these lines to fully represent the desires of every voter in the state. But Sean, that misses the point here. The point here is that Democrats have done something that's very un-Texan. They've turned their backs on their fellow Texans. When it came to a fight, they turned and ran away, not just from this redistricting fight, they ran away from dealing with the flooding issues that are still echoing across the Kerrville area. Families desperately need results from the state legislature in this 30-day special session that are not going to be delivered because Democrats are hanging out in Chicago and New York and other places.
Yeah. All right. Let me run through the states. California, Republicans, 39% of the House vote, but they only have 17% of the seats. Connecticut, Republicans, 40% of the House vote, 0 seats, none, zip. Illinois, 2024, Republicans, they got a pretty respectable 47% of the statewide vote, 18% of House seats. Maryland, one of the bluest states, Trump gets 35%, but they only have 12% of House seats. Massachusetts, again, 0 House seats. Nevada is even worse. Republicans win the state. They won the state House by 10 points, walked away with 1 single House seat in the entire state. That's it. So this has been the practice of these states for the longest period of time. Now they want to attack you. And I'm thinking, OK, what you're doing is exactly what they did.
Well, and not even that, Sean. To be honest, the Texas maps are not going to be as extreme as those other blue states that you talked about. But another thing, and that is what Texas is doing under these new maps. 4 of the 5 new seats will be a majority Hispanic seats. One of the seats is going to restore the Barbara Jordan seat over in the Houston area. And so these are seats where Democrats are having to come to grips with the reality. And that is, they are now losing the votes of Hispanics and black voters in the state of Texas. And these districts are going to show that Hispanics and blacks, as well as others, are voting for Republican, and Republican is their candidate of choice. And we will ensure that will be achieved at the congressional level in the state of Texas.
So let me ask y'all a question. What problem do you guys in the chat, if you have any, not saying that y'all got a problem at all, what problem do you guys have with redistricting lines being drawn? And I understand the whole sentiment of gerrymandering and that people are saying that it could be a manipulation of redrawing lines in order to ensure, political power in certain states and certain houses and all of that stuff. Do you guys have any problem with the constant redrawing of district lines to ensure that an accurate representation of whatever party? So, for example, if they redraw the lines and the Hispanic community are more turning towards voting Republican or Democrat, do you support or do you actually not support the idea of drawing redistricting? And if you do support it, how long do you think that it should be in between times that they draw lines or they do redistricting? That's fair, Slick Boss. That's fair that you need to do more research. I'm rocking with that. What's going on, Jennifer? You from Houston and you have no problem? You dislike it, yet what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't have a problem with it. Can't lie. I'm voting Democrats down the line next year. He doing too much useless. It shouldn't be allowed, but Democrats have done this for years. It's all fair game. It's needed until full deterrence from the border. We all fed up. Support every 10 years. Yeah, what I would say is, I believe that it should be done probably every, I don't know, 10 years. I think 10 years is too much because the population shift and change probably changes too much in between there. 10 years, that's reasonable. 8 to 10 years, every 8 to 10 years, I think that the redistricting line should be redrawn. I don't think that people should do it just because other people is doing it. I think it needs to be stopped on both sides. It needs to be stopped on the Democrat side. It needs to be stopped on the Republican side. And I think that similarly to how we do the census every whatever so often, right? I believe that is when you start to redraw redistricting lines. 10 years, okay. I don't have too much of a problem. But again, the shift in population can be so vast within 10 years. I think that you would have to do it a lot sooner than that. Maybe every 6 years or so. The lines don't affect how we as voters feel about our representatives. Yeah, but it affects how many seats you get. It affects how many seats you get, and when you don't control all three branches of government, it makes it difficult to get anything passed. So Texas population is changing fast. Every 4 years, but elections, swing states every 4 years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how often it should be drawn, but what I support is that it should be set in stone. I think that a bigger problem is that we really do need to get term limits for Congress. We really need to get term limits for Congress. If there's anything that I think that we should actually be working towards and focusing on, which we all know that it'll never happen, I believe that we need to get term limits. If there's nothing else that we need to do, is that we need to get term limits for Congress. Honest to God. We really do need to get term limits for Congress. I don't even care about the redistricting as much as I care about term limits for Congress. I think that will solve a lot of problems. Anyways, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm going to pivot real quick. We're going to go right over to Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett pulled up to her favorite show in order to have a conversation about why they are fleeing the state of Texas in order to try to prevent lines from being redrawn. Here's what she had to say.
Joining us now for more is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Congresswoman, thank you so much, as always, for joining us. Governor Abbott just announced that he has ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety to find and arrest the House Democrats who have fled the state. You're in the Chicago area with some of those Democratic...
She's so sassy. She got it. You know what? She's such a flip neck woman. Look at her. Look, y'all. Because again, remember, communication is just as much body language as it is narrative. Look at how she acting. Watch how she respond.
House Democrats who have fled the state. You're in the Chicago area with some of those Democratic representatives. What's the plan with them? Obviously, at some point, you have to return.
How did y'all let her win and get into office in the first place?
State of Texas eventually. So ultimately, does it seem that it's a foregone conclusion that this bill will pass?
I don't say ultimately. I never say ultimately because I don't have a give up attitude whatsoever. But right now, the governor has decided that he wants to waste more of Texans' resources by deciding that he's going to send out the troopers. And listen, I don't even think that he's going to do that. I think he's just talking. Earlier today, I posted a copy of the warrant that was signed by the speaker, because it's the speaker of the House that can put the call on the House, not the governor. And no one came to get me last time. In fact,
look at her. I couldn't, bro. I couldn't. And I know we trying to get the context of what she's saying, but it's so hard to listen to. It's so ugly. It's such an ugly spirit. It's just so ugh. Couldn't, bro. I just couldn't, man. Y'all, like I seen people in the chat, it was like, oh, she looks nice today. Yeah, but as soon as they open up their mouth with that sassy attitude, they ain't come and get me the last time. Like, ugh, okay. All right.
call on the House, not the governor. And no one came to get me House. They can put the call on the House, not the governor. And no one came to get me last time. In fact, it is a cute little warrant that has a cute.
They say, Anton, well, you wouldn't? I can't see it, bro. I can't see it, man. Honestly. I can't see it. No. Here's the question. Would you? Would you? No, don't ask me. Would you? Would y'all? Y'all tell me, would y'all? Eric World Harris says, so AD, you wouldn't smash? Nope. Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. No. Y'all crazy. Y'all know y'all do anything. Cam Smith, you so evil. No, nope. I'm telling you a definitive no. Y'all would do anything. I know that the people that are asking me that would already do it. I know you would drive by. Driven Dreams, Kev. I feel you. No, I wouldn't. What do you mean I'm lying? Why would I be lying? Are you smoking crack? No, don't, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Ain't nothing lying about me. Listen, if y'all haven't learned anything about me on this show, is that if I believe something, if I would do something, oh, you know I would tell you. If you know anything about me, if you've learned anything about me in this time that y'all been with me, rocked with me, my authenticity, show you the receipts, be authentic with my thoughts, tell you what I would and wouldn't do, you know, the one thing that I'm never, ever going to hold back is what I would and wouldn't do when it comes to the ladies. That's not a me, bro. It's just not my style, man. I can't see it. I just can't see it, bro. And I'm going to be honest with you. It don't have nothing to do with her looks per se. I'm a vibes person, and it's the attitude. It's the I can't. I don't. If I can't be, if I don't believe that I can be around you for more than an hour or two, I can't see it. I don't even care if you're the prettiest girl in the world. A pretty girl with a bad attitude is ugly to me. A pretty girl, in my opinion, with a bad attitude is ugly to me. It'll immediately be like, like I don't like that. I don't like ghetto. Ghetto is not attractive to me. That hood junk, septum ring theory, that's not popping to me. I can't do it. And maybe it's just because I aged out, or maybe I got a different mentality or whatever. But I gotta be able to actually have a conversation with you. Like, I gotta be able to stand you for a while. Eric D says we talking looks only. It's impossible to say looks only when you've been able to hear somebody speak and communicate. It's impossible for you to say looks only. I believe that spirit, how you see things, how you talk, whether you got a bad attitude and stuff, I think that matters. That stuff is not going away. You 100%. Substance over, man, for real. I can't, bro. I can't do it. I can't see it. But that's just me. And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. That's just me personally. I'm more of a vibes, good energy, be around good people. I can hang with anybody until they get that bad attitude, bro.
Little frame on it. And so they like to talk a big game, but the reality is that, number one, you have a lot of intelligent attorneys that actually serve in the Texas House. And so they know that there's nothing that he can do outside of the Texas jurisdiction to bring them in. This is one of the reasons they are in another state. His authority does not extend throughout the entirety of the United States. So he's just talking the big talk so that, he can rile up his base. Ultimately, what will happen, we don't know. I know that we've been in litigation since 2021 over the current maps. I am one of the plaintiffs in that case, and I do know that the state the entire time has taken the position that they issued maps that were race neutral. And then all of a sudden, once they got a letter from the DOJ that talked about race, they somehow flipped the script and they decided that they wanted to do new maps, seemingly at their prompting. So now they're kind of dancing around their position, and now it seems like they're going to flip positions.
You've said that the new maps do nothing but divide, distract, and depress. What's your understanding of how your district will change if these maps do pass?
Yeah, so my district, what they did is they did a thing that they packed my district up, and then they cracked minorities from another community. And so what they've did is they've increased the number of African Americans in my district. But while they were cracking out persons from another community and packing them into my community, they also removed all the economic engines, which is yet another red flag. This means that I don't have Southwest Airlines or JSX Airlines or Dallas Love Airport or Downtown or AT&T or Goldman Sachs, and the list goes on of amazing companies and corporations that I'm typically bringing in to make sure that we can talk about economic opportunities for the people that live in my district, including getting rid of the medical center in my district as well.
In response to this plan, we've seen Democrats in states like New York and California say that they would look into redistricting as well. Would you encourage them to do that?
I absolutely do. We are in a...
So wait. So you would be against them redistricting when it comes to your community and your state, but you would encourage other states to draw lines and redistrict in Democrat or blue-led states. And this is why I don't like politicians, bro. Like, the minute that I start to pay attention to them and listen to them, okay, so how does this affect you? Okay, so are you really working with the business community and this and that and so on and so forth? And then the very next sentence, they say, yep, and they should do it over in the blue states too. So you can't call for something not to happen in your own community, but then call for it to happen in somewhere else.
Fight for the soul of this country. Morality seems to be
Facts.
out the
That's
window.
exactly what it's about.
And legality seems to be out the window but hopefully we can bring some of that back. And it is going to take a real fight. And sometimes you got to get down on the level that they're on. These people they're grimy. It is time for us to show other Democrats and even independents, or honestly, Americans, that we are up for this fight, that we are not weak, that we will not allow a bully to punch us in our face and then say thank you and I'm sorry, but instead we are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out. So I fully anticipate that we are going to take control of the United States House, because that is what the American people want. And that is why Donald Trump and his regime is so afraid, because they know that they have not done anything to better anybody's lives, no matter how you affiliate yourself and no matter where you live in this country. He has done something to hurt all of us. And it is time for our voices to be heard, because that is what a democracy looks like.
I will say this, all right, and then we're gonna move over into the next story. I could never see myself ever going back to being a Democrat. I just can't. I could never ever see myself ever going back to being a Democrat. I just can't see it. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. It's like once you know, or once you see it and once you unveiled from it, would you ever put yourself back into the matrix because you know that it's not a real thing? You know that the food that you eating wasn't real. You know that all of the stuff that you believed in. And I think that the worst thing for me, personally, looking back on it, is that sometimes when you get older, you look back on your life and you're like, man, I wasted so much time. Man, I wasted so much time. I don't look back a lot of times if I look back, and that's probably why I don't look back a lot at what happened back in the past as much, because I think to myself, man, it was so much time wasted. I don't look back and be like, man, look how I've grown and look how I've evolved from what I used to be. I look back and I be disappointed. I get the cringe. I genuinely get the cringe, and I'll be like, man, why did I believe that? Why did I listen to people? Why did I vote Democrat? Why was I on this type of movement? Why was I on this wave? I could never, ever, ever go back to being a Democrat. Even if I didn't like whoever it was that was on the Republican side, and I'm talking about locally or whatever, I can't go back to being a Democrat. I could never do it. I just can't, bro. And there's people in the Republican Party that I don't care for. There are people that are Democrats that I actually think would be dope if they distance themselves from the mindset and the stuff that they keep on talking about and preaching that I don't even believe they believe. I think that they get a card and some talking points for the month and be like, all right, so this is what you got to hit on, but hit on it in your own words. I think that there's some genuinely good people on the Democrat side that don't stand for the things that the Democrats are pushing and the agendas that they're standing on. I truly believe that in my heart. But I think that because they have to be on the go along to get along gang, that they can't actually stand on anything. That they can't actually say what they really believe. That they can't actually do what they're supposed to do and work with and work on the behalf of the people. I don't believe that all of the Democrats that actually call themselves Democrats that's trying to maintain power, which is really, that actually troubles me more because it shows me that they're trying to keep power and stay in the position, because I don't believe that most of them even believe what they're saying. It's messed up. Again, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read a couple of super chats and then we're going to go from there. G.I. Mo says, nah, bruh. The Clips album is like that. Shout out from PG County, Maryland. I think the Clips album is dope. What do you mean? Nah, bruh. I use the Clips as an example to illustrate how you can age gracefully and still be good at what you do. Did you think that I meant to say that the Clips was an example of like a Will Smith? No, I'm saying that the Clips, and I think that they get a little repetitive, right? I think that my one knock against the Clips, and it's not even against the Clips, it's against Pusha T, is that Pusha T does some of the same things that the Game do, and that he throws shots every time he drops, every time he releases something, whether it's a Clips album or whether it's a solo project, no matter how good it is, the clips actually, Pusha T is always low-key telling business and gossiping and using people's names in order to get some visibility. That's my only knock against the clips. He do the same thing that the game do, except that he's not as overt with it. That's my only knock against the clips. But other than that, it is what it is. I don't know, AD, that new Barry Manilow, though. Did you see Benzino's new drop? I seen Benzino's neck rapping on the microphone. I was like, real talk. Deacon Weasel says, Will rapping like he got a slap in his face. I don't know what's up with Will Smith, bro. He's just losing himself. Got too much money, not enough to do. Carrington Love Jr. says, I have three large car haulers fleet in trucking. I'm currently transitioning out to be a real estate developer. See? That's what I'm saying. Trucking is for big bad men. It's hands-on, and sometimes people don't want to do all of that work. E40 still makes good music. Shout out to Yeez Bay. I like E. Fonzarelli. I like everybody. You know what I was listening to the other day? Maybe we do an interlude today. Y'all be inspiring me. Y'all not going to know this song, and it's okay. It's okay. You're not going to know this song, but it's okay. Boop. I love the Bay. Oakland, shout out to Oakland. I love the Bay. I ain't did no interludes in a while since that Tory Lanez joint, right? Unavailable? Let's watch it on YouTube.
With Liberty Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save.
Re-elect J.B. Pritzker. Rod B says, funny how the tables have turned. Liberals set the precedent, and now conservatives are playing the same game. Can't complain when it's the same rules they wrote, right? That's true. That's true. Shout out to Gio. Gio, I appreciate you for the 10 ball. Thank you for supporting the platform. Rush King 19 says, so what I don't understand is if redistricting is just counting the population and reconfiguring the districts accordingly, then what's the issue? Only issue I see is that they're doing it early. That's one way to look at it. James Smith says, Gangsta Crip, Anton. Yeah. Carrington Love Jr. says, most of these guys will bust down a thing with the sew-in or a bust down. Clowns. Shout out to Carrington Love Jr. Shell Shock says, nothing like that 95, 96 rap vibes. 95, 96 might have been one of the greatest years in rap. Certainly the greatest decade, in my opinion. The 90s was the greatest decade of rap ever. Ever. DJ Ace Production says this was back when we all had Kenwood amps and kicker subs in our rats. Facts. That's a fact, though. Did you have 8s, 10s, or 12s? If you was really getting money, you had 15s. Yeah. Raheem says, from a content creator perspective, you remind me of Kobe in 97, 98. Oh, run that up. But your content colleagues have no clue you about to take over. Keep doing your thing. You provide a lot of value for free. Thank you, Raheem. That's probably one of the best compliments I've gotten all week. McDice says, on that G-Funk wave. Shout out to Warren G and Nate Dogg. Will to Win says, AD, you should play that NWA Ice Cube, I Ain't the One, just to remind these chicks. Listen, we can only play one song a day, max. All right? I went to see Project Pat this past weekend. Did you? I didn't know it was going to be jumping like that, but it was so lit. Let me tell you what else I've been listening to. I've been heavy. I can't get it off of me. Currency and Larry June. I've been on all, and Detroit music. Peasy. All of that. Shit, man. Peasy is no, I swear Vezo is actually my favorite here in Detroit. Shout out to Vezo, man. I kicked it with Vezo. I'm gonna call him. I got his number and everything. Shout out to Vezo. Shout out to Babyface Ray. Shout out to Peasy. Rio. I know Rio was down in Atlanta, but he on tour all summer. KDZ. Everybody. Shout out to everybody from Detroit. I don't want to leave nobody else. So I ain't about to start saying names. But Cash Kid, all of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all in Detroit. East Side, West Side. Payroll Giovanni. I heard that Payroll got married this past weekend. Shout out to Payroll. Congratulations, big dog, and good luck on your marriage. I heard that Payroll got married. Vezo is the realest. I like Vezo. I think that Vezo is really one of the dope. Boldy James is dope. Shout out to Boldy James. All of y'all. Everybody from the old to the new. Shout out to all of y'all. Eastside Cheddar Boys. Rest in peace, Blade Icewood. Everybody. Shout out to everybody from Detroit, man. I love Detroit. Anyways, V's is dope. I like V's. V's is associated with Babyface Ray. I like everybody. There's nobody from Detroit that I think that put out bad music. I think that all of them is dope and all of them put out great music. Shout out to Vezo, though. I love Vezo. Oh, and Super Ray. Super Ray is my dog. Shout out to Super Ray. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. Doughboys Cash Out. All of them. We like Larry June. Larry June is the man. I love Larry June. All right. All right. Y'all ready to go ahead and get it popping? Let's keep it moving. What we got next on the docket? Think about it. Let's talk about the money. Let's get to the money. So the Florida market, right? The Florida market is insane right now. There is a lot of homes that are for sale. I have a friend, a very, very, very good female friend, and she is a realtor in Florida, down in the Tampa area. And she said that it's a weird situation right now and that the homes ain't really moving the way that they should be moving. And I said, even in Tampa? She said, even in Tampa. And I've been warning y'all for years what was going to happen to the Florida market. People were sitting there debating me and going back and forth and sending chats and stuff and saying, Anton, you don't know what you're talking about. The Florida market is going to be cool. I said, it's not. It's not. Florida is one of the first markets to go. If you want to look at the state of housing in America, or if you want to look at a market, and I'm talking about all of Florida, all the way from Orlando, all the way down to Southern Florida. Florida is always going to be one of the most tumultuous markets in America. It is going to be the most unstable and tumultuous market. I love Florida. I love Miami. I love visiting Florida. I think Florida has an awesome governor. But Florida is always going to be one of the most tumultuous markets. And it's not just because of politics. It's also going to be because of weather. It's going to be because of, how people go back and forth, whether or not people actually retire in Florida. All of that. It's a lot of factors that go into it. It's a very big tourist destination. They don't have a lot of big industries in Florida. So it's interesting. It's very interesting about Florida. So I'm going to play a couple of different videos for you guys about what's happening in the Florida market, and let's talk about it.
Well, a major milestone. For the past 3 months, Florida has averaged 180,000 homes for sale. That's the largest number in state history.
And whether it's the high cost of insurance, moving after hurricanes, or rising condo fees, more people than ever before are trying to sell.
But as 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Chris Hurst explains now, it's no longer a seller's market.
Trust me, this market has given us plenty to talk about.
Most realtors love going over the...
Can we first stop and say that I was right? Can we first stop and say that I was right? I just want to start there. I want y'all to acknowledge that I be on it years and years and years and years, way before y'all ever even realize that I'm in that type of space. I would like my flowers now, thank you. I'll take them myself. When I even do Patreon videos, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, watch the video on the live stream that we did yesterday. I put it back up. I tell y'all, and I try to give you the game, and I say, listen, This is what's happening. This is how it's about to play out. Don't put your money here. Move away from this. Where did I tell y'all to put y'all money that was going to be the fastest growing booming market? I said go to the Midwest. Oh, Anton, I don't want to move to the... I ain't tell you to move to the Midwest. I said put your money in the Midwest. That is the most affordable market that people are going to look for in stability, and it's going to boom over the next 10, 12, 15, 20 years. The Midwest is the place to invest your money. That is where you're going to get the biggest return for your investment. It's just the facts. And now people, hey man, is it too late for me to invest in? I don't know. I've been telling y'all this for the last 4 or 5 years. Why are you just now coming to me? Listen to me. Join the Patreon. Get it in. I keep telling y'all where you need to go, why you need to do it, where we putting our money, what's going to happen. So I want to take my flowers before we start off this section.
The numbers.
I pulled up 20 sales of different price ranges.
So let's dive right in for Pinellas, Hillsborough, Sarasota, and Manatee counties.
Pretty much all 4 counties, the single-family homes are in a balanced market.
Inventory is back to pre-pandemic levels, and prices are falling.
And agents and homeowners didn't want to admit it, and so now they're coming to the realization that their property is not worth what it once was.
According to Corcoran Dwellings, median single-family home prices in Pinellas down nearly 7%, 8% in Sarasota, and more than 15% in Manatee County.
We have buyers that were looking in, say, the $300,000 market. They have a lot more to choose from now.
And the condo market continues to crater, with enough inventory now to last 9 months, as many owners are no longer willing to pay higher insurance and maintenance costs.
HOAs, older buildings. If people buy or invest, as far as investing in Florida is a stretch. But if people actually go and buy a condo down in Florida, then it's going to be a new building that's being built. It's not going to be one of these older buildings with the lower ceilings and high HOA fees, high maintenance fees, don't meet the same requirements that they didn't change once that building collapsed. When that building collapsed, I knew that the Florida market was going to be over immediately. When that big building had collapsed on itself in Florida, it was over. It was over. It was 100% over. Do I think that Florida is a nice place to live? Absolutely, in the wintertime. Do I think that you should buy real estate in Florida? I don't think you should buy real estate in Florida, especially if you're trying to buy a condo. It sounds good. It sounds cute. But listen, bro, go get you a little rental unit. Stay for however long you want to stay. Enjoy the wintertime and the weather. Go and have a good time. Don't listen. I'm telling you right now, do not ever. Yep, you're right, Eric D. And I was telling him, I said, bro, all you got to do is follow the insurance companies. If the insurance companies start pulling out of a market, so do you. Get out. Be the first to sell. Be the first. It's all when you're the last dog to the bowl, you die. That's what Billy Bean said. When you're the last dog to the bowl, you die. Get out of the market immediately. Go and park your money somewhere else. You ain't got to invest in real estate per se. Go and put it in a stock. Go and put it in the market, the S&P 500. Go do something. Go and put it in an ETF, something like that, whatever. But get out of the market, bro. You said they need to create a class action lawsuits against insurance companies. No. What do you mean? Insurance companies is in business to make money. If you knew that 3 years from now, within the next 5 years, but minimally 3 years from now, that there was going to be at some point some hurricane that is going to wipe out half of the community, similarly to what we was talking about last year, right? It didn't really do it as bad. It hit some other states, but it didn't hit Florida as bad. If you knew that this was coming, would you keep renewing policies? Or would you start to be like, you know what? The catastrophic losses is going to bankrupt the company. We need to get out of this situation. You would get the heck out of there. You, as a business owner, if you was a CEO of an insurance company, you would pull out of Florida also.
So pricing it right from day one is more important than ever.
Interest rates, though, are still too high for many prospective buyers, but waiting for prices to go even lower may not see more savings.
I'm just speculating here, but I tend to think that prices are bottoming out to some degree. If we're not at the bottom, we're probably fairly close.
That's what they all say right before the bottom fall out. I told y'all to sell 4 or 5 years ago. I told you to get out of there a long time ago. If we're not at the bottom, we've got to be fairly close. I don't see the market going further down any more than it has already been. No, it's going to happen.
At least that's what sellers and agents are hoping for. Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay.
It's bad. It's very, very bad. And I feel bad for the people that didn't make the adjustment and that you looked at this stuff as an investment property. But there's also people that's being pushed out of their condos in Florida on top of the collapsing market.
Thanks, Ryan. Tonight, owners in one South Florida condo community say they are uncertain whether they can stay in their homes after developers have bought up the majority of the property.
NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri has their story and why an expert says that condo buyouts are a growing trend in South
Florida. We got
Florida.
Block Club in the page.
This is my house. This is my everything. This is everything I've worked for.
This one-bedroom condo in Miami's Coconut Grove neighborhood has been home for Oscar LaRue for 25 years.
And this is my little escape from the troubles of the world when I, leave and come home and relax.
But
I don't think that this is going to go good.
Oscar says he hasn't been able to relax in recent months because he's not sure how much longer he'll be able to keep his home.
It seems as if Mass Capital initially wanted to buy out the building.
Bayshore Park condo sits a block from the water on South Bayshore Drive. Built in the 1960s, it's walking distance from some of the Grove's most popular attractions. County records show developers through an LLC now own 30 of the building's 39 units, as well as a vacant lot directly behind the condo.
Should've sold.
It's a move that's made headlines in the real estate world.
The emails happened where they were...
Holdouts usually get crushed. Holdouts always get... If you see everybody in the building selling, you sell. You know what one of the biggest things that I see people make mistakes is they get emotionally attached to something and they remove all logic from making a smart decision. If you see an opportunity to get out, you get out. You do not be the last holdout. I remember it's a property that's on, I believe it's Cass. Is that Cass? Going up and down. And when they were building Little Caesars Arena, they were buying out all of the property owners. And it was one property that got so greedy. And it was right next to the parking garage with Little Caesars Arena where they built it, and now the Red Wings and the Pistons play. And we want this crazy amount, and everybody made profit, and everybody sold, and everybody got out. You know what they did? It's still for sale today. The house was dilapidated. The house wound up getting bulldozed and everything. The property is still for sale today. Do you know what they did? They said, all right, and they built everything around it. They built the square around it. Literally, they built the square around it. If a company is owning 30 of the 39 units and they're not even leasing them out, they just holding on to them, they want to tear that building down so that they can ultimately tear it down and build something else that's brand new. And they're going to focus on working on pushing you out. They're going to work on pushing you out.
Saying that they can terminate, they had the right to terminate the building.
LaRue says owners were copied on this email in June from an attorney representing the developers who are now majority owners. It asks the association's attorney at that time to acknowledge some of the hard facts, specifically the condo's termination provision, adding, our client has an ownership interest in over 75% of the units. All current members of the board have consistently sought to block termination. Just last week, LaRue says the developers reached out to him with an offer. So far, he has not responded.
Everybody's, I think, in a state of panic and fear.
Current Florida law requires a vote of at least 80% in order to terminate a condominium, but that doesn't necessarily apply to all condos.
It depends on a lot of factors.
Attorney Carolina Scheer is board certified in condominium law and is not affiliated with Bayshore Park. We asked her, how can owners know their rights?
It's basically what law applies to your condominium, and that depends on what language is stated in your declaration.
The declaration is the
Facts,
condo's
he
governing
digs.
document.
It's known as Kaufman language, and it's a simple phrase, as amended from time to time, which means your
Give me a
condo.
second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see what's happening out here in these streets.
Your declaration.
The declaration is the condo's governing document.
It's known as Kaufman language.
Give me a second. I am a man. I am a man. I'm focused. Just give me a second. She did that on purpose. I ain't even gonna cap. I know the nature of women. She did that on purpose. What you think, that she didn't want them to get the full view of her because she been working out the legs and she got the calf muscles? You would never tell just doing that from here up. You'd never tell. You never really. Hey, listen, Messi. Listen, Linda. She's stacked.
Language, and it's a simple phrase.
Throwing it off is throw you off. Throw you off. Okay, all right. Yes, Rod on politics. No play. But yes, I don't really do snow bunnies, but
Is the condo's governing document.
It's known as Kaufman language, and it's a simple phrase, as amended from time to time, which means your condo will always follow the most current state law. In the case of Bayshore Park, Scheer says the declaration doesn't have that language. Instead, it has other provisions.
Hey, we're going to do the pan out view. I want to get you walking into it. Put our little heels on with her mini skirt. Sheesh. What was we talking about again? Oh, condo owners getting pushed out. All right, let's go.
And that basically says that 75% of the owners can come together into an agreement to effectuate a termination process.
We reached out to representatives for BH Group and Mast Capital and got an email in response confirming.
I don't need to know all of that. I done already got derailed. Once my mind go into something else, I can't think the same way no more. I'm broken. You know what I'm saying? So in conclusion, condo owners can be pushed out and you need to sell, but also the Florida market is absolutely positively in shambles. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I'm sorry. I am one. Y'all know who I am, except me for me. Accept me for who I am. This is the way that God made me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to do one more story? Y'all want to do one more story? Let's do one more. We got time. I don't have to catch a flight today. I will be at the airport right now, but I'm not at the airport right now, so we can do one more story. All right. What are we going to talk about? Oh, the trucking industry. Let's talk about trucking industry. So China is already implementing some of the same things that is going to be coming here to the United States of America. All right. China is going to be implementing some of the same things that we are seeing going to be coming to the United States of America. And it's trucking, smart trucking. And this is one of the reasons why I keep telling y'all, listen, trucking is very labor intensive. It can be profitable if you know what you're doing, especially if you thinking that you're going to go and buy your own truck. It's the maintenance, it's the fees, it's a lot of the insurance, it's a lot that comes along with it. But there's also a juggernaut that is on the horizon, and they're perfecting it right now. And it is called smart trucking, and it is already hitting China. This is what's happening.
Long-haul trucking on a vast network of expressways that surpasses even the U.S. in length is the lifeblood of China's sprawling industrial supply chains, not to mention the nation's booming e-commerce. Domestic express deliveries last year shattered all records, with nearly 175 billion parcels shipped. But there are growing pains, including a shortage of drivers.
Actually, truck driver is a very well-paid job in China in terms of a blue-collar job. But a young person, they'd rather to do the food delivery, which earn much less. but not to do the trucking job because that is lonely and dangerous.
Today, we've hitched a ride with longtime truck driver Fu Tingfeng on the last leg of his solo 500-mile trip from Wuhan to Shanghai. Normally, such a journey would require 2 drivers taking turns. But Fu, for the better part of a year now, has been driving one of the 3,000 tractor-trailers in China equipped with an advanced driver assistance system from Chinese startup Inceptio Technology, which takes a lot of the driving of the 31-ton rig out of his hands.
When people are visually fatigued, for example when changing lanes, you think the distance between the vehicles is enough, right? Then you turn the steering wheel and it is normal to get a scratch. You can see on the screen that the radar and camera must have reached a certain distance, a safe distance between the vehicles, before it allows the lane change.
Driver assistance technology is facing intense scrutiny in China since a fatal crash in March of a Xiaomi SU7 EV that had its autopilot system turned on. When this ADAS system is engaged, Fu doesn't need to keep his foot on the pedals, as the rig handles acceleration and braking, as well as lane changes and maintaining safe distances. Inceptio has logged more than 215 million accident-free operational kilometers.
There's a lot of congestion ahead.
Lots of traffic.
Yes, but the system can handle all kinds of road conditions. Doesn't matter if there's a traffic jam.
6 cameras, 5 radars, and 1 LiDAR sensor help the truck navigate most hazards, and remote monitoring makes sure Fu is not over-relying on technology. So he's saying the sensor there up at the windshield will tell if he's drowsing off, and then the seatbelt will shake and the seat will shake to kind of wake him up.
The seatbelt will tighten on you. It would even shake loose a kidney stone, just like a massage chair.
Fu's employer, delivery company YTO Express, has 300 Inceptio ADAS-equipped trucks in its fleet and plans to add another 400 this year. At first, a bit skeptical, YTO now sees labor costs reduced by about a third and fuel savings of around 1 liter for every 100 kilometers.
So basically what's happening here is that same thing that is going on in basically every other industry, including the United States of America and worldwide, is that they are saying, this is how they're going to frame it, right? They're going to say, well, listen, because whereas it used to take them multiple different people in order to solve for a problem, and said that it had a couple different drivers, you had the possibility of getting into an accident. There's a lot of things that happen in result of it. The problem with a lot of industries that people see is that they see what? Human error. Human error. Human error is the bane of most companies' existence because it then prevents people from actually being able to solve for the main problem. What is the biggest cost that come along with running a company? Humans, people. Humans and people, 100%. 100%. And so now they've been able to limit a driver. So now they only need 1 driver instead of 2 drivers in the same truck taking turns. That means that you eliminate the labor costs, right? You save on money when it comes to accidents, gas, everything, right? You have less problems. You have less insurance claims. You can get the things to your destination more efficiently, which means that you're driving out costs. But this is a precursor to what is going to come next. What is going to come next? It is first going to come, and you're going to see it happen on the United States of American shores. You're going to first see it happen in autonomous driving altogether. First, they're going to have a person in it. Oh, you can drive it or whatever. It's going to happen the same way like it's happening in Waymo. Tesla is now offering cars or rides. You can get your Tesla delivered to you without a human even being in the car. They send your car to your house to be delivered to you now. That is a fact. You can catch a Waymo in certain cities and there's no driver in there whatsoever. Tesla is already developed and they are perfecting self-driving semis. So they're going to have a person in it at first. And then they're eventually going to phase out the person that's in it. And then I believe within the next 10 years, you're going to be seeing autonomous trucks going up and down a road. And then they're going to expand the footprint for where they can actually have that autonomous truck doing longer distances. And the only thing it's going to have to stop for is to be charged. And so if you're looking to make a long-term investment or have a career or invest in something, then you need to invest in the technology and the companies themselves. But as far as investing in trucking itself, I think that that's going to be problematic. But it's not just trucking, it's every industry. Things are going to get smarter. They're going to proof out the technology and work out the bugs. And then eventually everything is going to be upended and you're going to have to figure out how to pivot. The people that are going to be the biggest winners are the people that invest in the companies that is implementing this technology, that's creating these efficient things that's going to be able to serve our people. That's just the truth. You're going to have to become an investor. You're going to have to become a creator. And I also believe, and I've been saying this, is that the true luxury, when technology really started to leapfrog and we started to see all of these screens, it used to be, and I was telling people on Patreon yesterday when I was doing a Patreon live stream on content creation, it used to be to where the screens or the technology, that was luxury. The TVs in the back, right? The screens, the big screens on the front, the touch screens and all of that stuff. Now, everything is going and it's cyclical, because what's happening is the luxury items are the ones that don't have all of the screens, or just have the screens to serve a purpose, or it's only in the super luxury items. But it's getting to the point to where analog buttons, ICE combustion vehicles, all of that stuff, those are now the luxury items. Taking vintage stuff and then updating it and keeping it real nice. Vinyl collections instead of just being able to stream everything, right? Record players and all of that. Everything is going to be going back to the true luxury is going to be the stuff that is analog, watches, because everything is going digital and the cost is being driven out of it. And so the thing that's the most scarce is going to be the most luxury filled items, right? The highest costing cars, and they can cost millions, they don't even have a screen in it. It's just all analog buttons. All analog buttons. And so industries are going to be upended. The smart people are already on the trend and they investing in the companies. Right? The smart people are already on the trends and they investing in the companies.
It can eliminate some of the dangerous driving behaviors of individual drivers, which reduces risks to our shipments.
For the 46-year-old Fu, he says the advancements may just delay his previously planned retirement from the road.
I can drive this truck without getting tired even after working for more than 10 hours. I have a lot of energy.
Having arrived safely in Shanghai, Stephen Engel, Bloomberg News.
Everything is going to go technologically based. Everything. And if you fighting it and you get mad at it, oh my God, we need to make... I seen a video of a scanner in Kroger, whereas you used to have, what did they call them? Planograms. And then you also had people that would scan. You would go through, right? Before they stocked the shelves, in order to get a truck every 1 or 2 days, right? You would go through and scan and see which items that you needed more inventory for, right? And so you would go through the grocery stores or in the aisles or whatever. And so they would actually have people to go through and scan. There's an actual scanner that, it's a robot. It's an autonomous robot that rolls through the aisles and it scans the aisles and it sees what it's out of, and it automatically uses artificial intelligence to order more product for it to be stocked on the shelves. Let me see. I can't find it. I guess it might not be on YouTube. Might not be on YouTube yet. But it was crazy, bro. It was insane. I actually seen it. I think it was on Instagram or something like that. but it was going through the aisles and it was actually scanning the aisles on both sides, and it was actually getting the inventory of the aisles itself. It's crazy. They implementing technology at a crazy rate, and then it's changing the landscape, and so it's nothing that we can do about it. See if I can find it on this. There's nothing that you can really do about it except for adjust, accept it, make adjustments, and do things differently. Man, where was that at? Thought I had saved it. Was it on Instagram or something like that? I don't know. I don't see it on here, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It was a good show. Good show. I think I made the right call and the right decision not to go out of town. I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it at all. All right. Let me read some more of these super chats. We got after hours tonight. For some reason, I keep thinking that it's Wednesday. We got after hours tonight. Eshawn says, I got back in school for cybersecurity, specializing in AI, GRC, thanks to the AI video on the Patreon. Just 1 year left for my bachelor's. Congratulations, my friend. Shout out to the bag chasers. Messi says, so I was actually listening to the condo story. Derailment Daniel strikes again. Corey P says, once self-driving trucks take over, DOT officers will be out of luck. And the truck stops is going to be different too. Truck stops is going to be different. I thought about buying like a storage / truck stop type of space. Nah, we're not going to even do it. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest on earth. I'm going to see y'all tonight for After Hours.